Avicii once said, "Culture does not make people, people make culture." Culture. It's a topic that may feel like untangling knotted jewelry. It is both more simple and complex than it appears. Culture consists of the behaviors, attitudes, and traditions shared by a group of people passed on from one generation to the next. Imagine the people you do life with. Maybe you share similar political views or agree on the same methods of parenting. Picture a big family, not connected by blood, but by habits and mindsets. When we look at the connection between culture and an individual's sense of self-concept, their unique essence remains, but they gradually conform to the norms of proper behavior through normative social influence. In 1996, the Psychological Bulletin studied the phenomenon of conformity in culture. After collecting data from 133 studies in 17 countries, 3 surveys in particular helped them get to a conclusion. They discovered that conformity in collectivist cultures is much higher than in individualistic cultures because they emphasize the importance of the pack and national unity over the celebration and support of eccentric individuals who go against the tide, very unlike individualistic cultures. This study also helps reveal how different types of cultures can create vastly different behaviors and responses in us. As everyone knows, cultures have the tendency of not only being beautiful, but messy. In every society, there are unjust imbalances of power and resources, and often this gives birth to prejudice, stereotypes, discrimination, and privilege. Power imbalance leads to this societal dysfunction by creating an environment of competition and distrust and results in a cycle of pain and conflict. The effects of being discriminated against and judged can be very grave because it keeps people in constant fight, flight, or freeze mode, which is directly related to the trauma response. In this short period of time discussing culture, we've answered the question of what a culture is, explained how our individuality is impacted by our group, and explained some of the causes and effects of the dark aspects of a culture. There are various real-world applications for this knowledge. For instance, this would help my community in Argentina by growing a globalized worldview in a small-town collectivist culture, where people live a bit disconnected from the broader world. This knowledge can improve lives around the world by opening eyes to see the effects of their culture on themselves and increase self-understanding. Most importantly, though, it will empower people to see that though we are susceptible to the influence of others, we are not victims. We can start being culture shapers, and it starts with our decision to be a positive influence in this beautiful world. Thank you and have a marvelous day.